Hello everyone, welcome to the online video lecture series for the subject Python application programming for the semester 6. Today we'll be studying about the part 2 of the chapter functions from module 1. So in the previous class we had studied about the different types of functions, math functions, random functions. And in the next class we'll be studying about void functions, fruitful functions, math functions, how to create math functions, how to import the package math into Python programming. So let us start with the topic, math functions. Python has a math module that provides most of the familiar mathematical functions. So like in all other programming languages, so even Python also offers the math module. So by using the math module, a lot of computations, complex computations can be easily done through programming using the math. So again, in the similar way, we have to import math package by using the keyword import in Python programming. So before we can use the module, we have to import it. This math module contains functions and variables defined in the module. So to access one of the functions, the math functions, we are going to use the dot operator, also called as the period operator. It is also, this format is also known as the dot notation. So in this example, you can see here, this particular program converts the signal to noise ratio, that is SNR ratio. So this is the formula to convert the ratio to decibels. So here we require two math functions. So one is math.log10. So here you can see wherever the math function is required, we are supposed to type math and the dot operator and whatever the function we prefer to use in the program. So here is an example for math.log10 and also another program example. You can see it converts the radians to height. So math.sine is required. So in order to use the sine function, we are going to type math dot sine. So this is the usage of math functions in programming language, usage of dot operators in programming language. And also we can use pi, so which has the numbers. So if you want the exact pi value, so if you don't know, we can use this shortcut method by using the math function, that is pi. So again, we have to type the math.pi and you can see the answer converting the degrees to radians using the pi function. So next topic is adding new functions. So we can have a new function within a function. So function definition. So if you want to add new functions, so in the previous class, we learned about the syntax for defining a function by using the keyword def. So same way here. So if you want to add new function, so we are supposed to do it in a similar way, like using the def keyword followed by space and followed by the function name, and within the parentheses you can use the parameters and ended by a colon character. So that is how we can add a new function and continue with a sequence of statements. So once a function definition is done, so we can call the function by using the function name. So once the function is called, the sequence of statements are executed. And we can reuse the function over and over throughout the program. So that is the advantage of having functions in your program. So here is an example for function definition and usage of functions. So here we are going to use the keyword that is df followed by space and the function name followed by parenthesis and ended by a colon character. So here the function name is print lyrics, and what is this function doing? It is printing two statements. So you can see here two messages. I am a lumberjack and I am okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. So how to call the function print lyrics? So by simply typing the function name with parenthesis in the end. So once this function, you execute this statement, so this particular control, the flow will move to this particular function and it prints the two statements that are defined within the function print lyrics. So that is how you call a function. So define is a keyword that indicates that this is a function definition. Name of the function is print lyrics. And the next topic is definitions and uses. Function definitions get executed just like other statements, but the effect is to create function objects. So the statements within the function will not get executed till we call the function. And the function definition will not generate any output if we don't call the function. So we have to create a function before we can call it. So in order to create a function, the keyword def is used. The function definition has to be executed before it is called. And the next topic is flow of execution. So in order to ensure that a function is defined before its first use, we have to know the order in which the statements are executed. So that is called as the flow of execution. So always the execution begins at the first statement of the program and followed by the next statement, and each and every statement will be executed one at a time from top to bottom. So that is the flow of execution for functions. Next is parameters and arguments. So this is a very important topic. So what is the difference between parameters and arguments? So parameters are defined. So once you create a new function, and next time when you call the function, so you pass the arguments, not the parameters. So arguments are nothing but the values which are called for the actual function. Some of the built-in functions we have seen which require arguments. So arguments are nothing but values. So where you pass a number as an argument. So for example, when we call the math.sign function, we passed a number as an argument. Some functions can take more than one argument. So maths.pow, that is power function, will take two arguments. One is the base and the other one is the exponent. So inside the function, the arguments are assigned to variables called parameters. So here you can see Bruce is the parameter for the function print twice. It prints Bruce twice. So this is the parameter Bruce for defined for the function print twice. So what does this function does? So it prints whatever the parameter is passed twice. So let us see examples for this particular function. So here you can see. So we are going to print spam here. So this is the argument. So this is not a parameter. So you have to note this. So this is not a parameter. This is an argument. So this is the argument passed for the variables, that is Bruce. So here you can see once the print twice function is called, it prints the parameters twice. So here the argument is spam, so spam will be printed twice. So similarly for the same function that is print twice, so we can pass any parameters. So here the argument 17 is passed and again it follows the same function that is print twice, which is to print twice whatever is the parameter that has been passed. So here you can see 17 has been typed printed twice. And math.py is the parameter argument for the function printwise. So you can see here the pi value being printed twice. And also you can see here we are going to use the repetition operator, that is the star operator. So spam will be repeated 4 times. So when this particular argument is passed to the function print twice, so what it does is, so it repeats spam 4 times in a single line, and this particular line will be printed twice. And also you can see some of the math functions being passed as arguments to the function print twice. So we can also pass message as a parameter. So you can see here Eric the half b is being passed as a parameter to the function print twice. So when I call the function print twice, so you can see this particular message being printed twice. So these are all the examples for parameters and arguments. So the next topic is fruitful functions and void functions. So what are these fruitful functions? So some of the functions such as math functions yield results. So these type of functions are called as fruitful functions. So some functions like print twice, they perform an action but don't return a value. These type of functions are called void functions. So when you call a fruitful functions, you want to do something with the result. So whatever is the result, you wanted to do something. So that type of functions are called as fruitful functions. So we come to the last topic in the chapter, why functions. So that is, what are the advantages of functions, why functions are required in programming languages. So here are several reasons to use functions. So creating a function will give us an opportunity to name a group of statements which will make our program very easier to read and understand and debug. Also, functions can make programs smaller by eliminating repetitive code. So if you want to make a change, you only have to make it in only one place. So dividing a long program into small functions allows us to debug the parts one at a time and then assemble them into whole working. So well-designed functions are often useful for many programs. So once you write and debug one, you can reuse it. So code reuse can be done by using functions. Thank you.